see. Technically I know which end's the pointy end of a hand tool. So what you saw me working on was the outdoor kitchen bench for the father-in-law, parents-in-law I guess, that I started a couple of months ago. I did mention it back then. It's essentially going to be the grinding station just with a solid wood top. So I was working on the bottom side, just cleaning that up with a scraper and hand plane. Now rounded over the edges, and father-in-law wanted the corners knocked off on the front too, because he's worried that he'd run into them and hurt himself. I don't drive, so I haven't been able to get material, so I haven't built the rest of it yet, because my wife's been, well, first she was overseas and then she's hurt her back, so she's been recovering from that. But I'm hoping this week or weekend I'll get more material. I'm not going to do a video on it, so it's just going to be something we plod along in the background. But it should come up pretty nicely. The specifications for this are too weird for me to make a video of it, because it's going to be a lot of swearing involved, I think. The shape is weird, the lack of plans is frustrating, blah blah blah. The first project back in the workshop, not necessarily the first video, the first project we'll be starting this afternoon is a live edge river style, so that's where you split it down the middle, flip the two sides in, triptych wall art thing. It's not big enough really to make a coffee table out of. I also don't need another coffee table, but it's a nice-ish piece of hewn pine. There's some crotch figure in there, a couple of pieces of bird's eye, but not particularly figured. I'm going to chop it there and there, down the middle, fill it in with epoxy, then chop it into 3, frame it, probably with some aluminium. So we'll need to do some aluminium brazing. Now I know David Picciuto did the aluminium brazed table legs for his coffee table, and that broke down over time. But if these are picture frames, they should be fine. So this is our sample of the triptych. This is just offcuts of the hewn pine. This is the second coat, or second casting of the epoxy. You can see the gum nuts and the gum leaves and stuff. The pieces weren't level, so that's fine. Obviously the gum nuts stick out a fair bit, so I don't know, I might make up a little router jig to flatten the whole lot. Could probably use a trim router. And just, I don't know, even use the form, I guess. It's flat enough for what this needs to be for a test. The other side of it, that's facing the melamine, is dead flat because it's been cast on the melamine. So we might use that side instead for the sample. But that's coming up pretty cool. Camera doesn't do it justice, and certainly doesn't capture the smell. Hewn pine has a fantastic smell. So it'll probably look something like this. Still got to square up the ends. It has been jointed, still need to thickness it down just a tad, and then some casting. So hopefully the triptych will be next week's project, then maybe the pizza peel. I'm doing that more for me than for a video. So I've got a bunch of other projects in the pipeline for video stuff, including a couple of sponsored stuff, which I know a lot of people have mixed feelings when it comes to sponsored stuff, but it helps fund stuff in the workshop, which means better videos in the long run. So that's positive. At least part of the payment for that particular sponsored video will go towards our desks, which will be quite a big build, which is fantastic, something we've been putting off for a long time. So that is quite exciting. Or alternatively, it could go to my multi-router, DIY multi-router clone thing. Decisions. Anyway, I think that's it for this one. Thanks for watching.